So this is the level design iteration based on the feedback I received from the gray box level. So something about the game again, the Dustforce basic intro. The main objective of the game is to collect all the dust which is present here. The player is rated at the end of the game based on two criteria, that is completeness and finesse. Completeness is when we collect all the dust, and finesse is when we don't let the combo meter, as is shown here, to drop. That is, once it's now 7, we don't let that drop and it builds up continuously. See, the combo meter drops when we don't collect dust for quite some time, and or else when we take a hit from the enemy. The highest rating that we can get in these is a double S rating. So let's move. Also, yeah, the level ends when all the enemies in the final stage are defeated. So on to the level. So one of the feedback that I received was that the level was a bit on the shorter side, and I also felt the exact same way. One of the major reasons for this was the special attack that we get when the combo meter is full. Uh, in the gray box level, we got the special attack halfway through the level, and there was no point in using that attack until the very end because there were no such enemies in between. So I felt that to be a bit more wasteful, you can say. So I added another stage to the level. This also solved the problem of using the special attack, and I also added some more enemies which they can be used upon. So this is the basic ascend, the first part of the level. Now here you have to avoid the spikes. So most people failed over here, so I added this kind of thing where you can practice if you want to over here. So that can be useful over here and also in the later stages of the game. So this is the basic ascend where you collect dust and fills the combo meter and also gets the player into the tempo of the game, the flow of the game. This is the first descent, which I designed to quicken up the tempo, where the player don't have to do anything. You can see. Also, here we encounter the first enemies, and first I had placed the enemies such that the player gets attacked straight away because we land a descent right in front of the enemy. But I thought this was a bit unfair to the player because the player should have at least some time to make sure that they don't get hit. So I changed the positions a bit, and you can see they attack back once you are in the sights. So like that. Here we use the special attack. So this is the first checkpoint. I have marked checkpoint using props such as these rocks and trunks and trees and all the sorts. So on to the next stage. This is a basic ascent again. Oops. Okay, that was bad. This is the basic ascend. Here we encounter a flying enemy. So this can be seen as training for the next part of the stage as well. The level again, as you attack the enemy in midair, which can be used to push you forward as we get another jump, which will prove to be pretty useful in this level, in this part of the level. Yeah, we have to attack enemy after enemy and move forward using that, like this. So attack, go forward, oops. There we go. So in this stage I kept these these enemies which attack upon you, because in the previous part the enemies weren't so combative, and keeping these enemies which come after you added some combative element to the game, which I thought would add a bit more variety. So that was that. There we go again. Here had another enemy which can improve, can be seen as like an endurance enemy. It attacks you again and again. It takes a bit more to defeat that. So that was another change that I made. Now, one of the feedbacks that I received here was in this part of the level where it was seen as a bit more difficult. I had spikes all the way over here, and I did not have spikes here. I had spikes all the way over here, and this was a bit more lower. And what we had to do was use this to propel forward. One of the feedback that I received was that the first instinct of the player in such situations is to jump, and if you jump, that broke the flow and you fell onto the spikes. So I had to change this level, this part a bit. Yeah, so I changed the positions of the spikes, and the player can jump straight away if they want to. There we go. And it was a bit less difficult as the player can land on the ground all the way over here. So there we go. Here we move on to the final stage of the level. Collect and descend straight away into the foray of the enemies. Here the fall provides a really smooth transition directly into the enemies. So that was that was the level. So I'll play the level again just to see if we can get a double S rating and also the time that we take. So here we go. So far so good. Good. It was almost a perfect level. 1 minute and 3 seconds. Get an S. And I don't know why you call it finishes T. It's odd. So that was the level. Thank you.